as soon as we log on here.
Holy shit, I have 3 friends online. I can't believe there's still people who play this.
Does that help at all?
No, it's just like imagine if you're playing Turok the Dinosaur Hunter on very low volume, and that's all it. It's funny, but it's all right if you have to. I turned mine off, and I was just like, because I tried to turn it down to 50% and it didn't work. So, but it's nice and chill in here, so.
Yeah, no, I live on the top floor. It's not chill in here.
All right.
And it's still on minimum settings.
Gotcha.
It's weird, though. It wasn't a problem before, was it?
No, but remember, you're using OBS through a window browser now, so the settings are probably a bunch different. So you could probably go in and set your, what is it called? Your noise gate. That's something you could probably do on that app. See if I can find it here.
What app? I'm on Discord.
You're not on the window thing like we had last time?
Yeah, but I'm on
Discord. So it's not an app, it's a web program. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So I don't
know. Arguing semantics is just about the most important conversations that humans can have.
So down underneath, so if you go to voice and video underneath settings, when you hit that cogwheel, there should be something called input sensitivity, automatically determine input sensitivity. Mm-hmm. You can uncheck that and then drag it over the, so don't say anything and look where it goes, and then put it a little bit above that.
How's that?
Perfect.
You still getting my voice in through there?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Oh, someone's at my door. Pardon me a moment.
Okay, so we'll do the, yeah, you're perfect there now, Brian. So I guess I can give Kote kind of a run through. I need you to be on here for me to give you the rundown.
I'm on my way.
There's also the notes, too.
That's right, there are the notes. I'm so not used to having good notes. Very nice. Not something I usually expect.
I try to keep them, they're still written in, journal-esque form, but the only thing is Sean pulled some pictures out of it, so there may be references to things that aren't there anymore.
Yeah, plus there might be stuff from this session on there, too. I made some mistakes, so don't even click on them for right now, until we get past what I have planned. Then it won't matter.
I'm back.
Right on. So, basically, what we found out is, what was the last thing you remember doing? You were doing the paintings, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, so what ended up happening is, the group pressed on forward, and then whenever they got to the place where Brian and Jack got into the sewer, all of the fragments that you guys have been collecting started to glow, and they ended up fitting together. And with the power of Horus's eye to energize the key, it was able to open the secret passage into the clock tower instead of going through the guards outside. So then they found their way to Ulani's study. Everybody was introduced to Ulani, and Paladin Zurek came along, or Kira came along. Turns out they're husband and wife. And you get to meet Machiavelli, who is the leader of the Seer. He's like a big tiefling guy that you saw in your starter package. It didn't have a single word of conversation with him, though. But you find out that basically Ronnie is looking to overthrow. And then when everybody starts to go out to the Zeppelin, fucking Ezri's there. Ezri shows up and challenges Ulani and Paladin Kubik to a fight. And as the Zeppelin is floating away with all the player characters on it, you actually get to see the battle between them. And that's where we ended.
Okay. That's a lot of shit. I am going to just kind of play along and read the notes while we play. And
yeah, just remember, don't click on any of the sidebars that are next to it. Just read the words. Don't click on any of the squares.
Like in the notes section?
Yeah, because there was a problem with me inputting notes, and some of my new notes for this session are on those squares, and I didn't have time to fix it.
Oh, okay.
So what I can do is I can just whenever you're reading off shit, I can show you the corresponding pictures manually.
Right. Okay.
So just whenever, yeah, even if you want to read it out loud, you can, or if you don't, that's cool too. And if you just want to skim through it as we play, that's cool too.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Awesome. All right, so first things first, we are in the airship. It's been about 2 days since we last any of you did anything. So this is kind of like the ship is well on its way now. It's you don't even see Talmeria in the background anymore. And you're walking on a catwalk on the underside of one of the Zeppelins. Okay. So you guys should be able to see your tokens there.
Yep.
Oh, there they are.
Tokens? Oh, it zoomed way out. All right.
There you go. Fog of War should be on so you can't see inside of it. All right, cool. So why don't we start off with Mr. Rabbit Man? Should lead us off here. Oh, I guess I should give you a little bit more of a description about what's happening. So, this catwalk that you're walking on, Kote, it's about 10 feet wide, and you do see other people along this walkway walking to and from various places. You can see that there's several sections of this undercarriage part of the ship. And down below, it's about 100, I want to say 120 feet until you see sand, and the Zeppelin is just driving. So this is all moving terrain underneath you. That's all sand.
So we're on the Zeppelin?
You're right where the tokens are.
I didn't realize we were on the Zeppelin. I thought we just got in the clock tower.
No, because all the player characters got on the Zeppelin while the other fight was happening, and you witnessed that.
When we saw it. Oh, we saw it from the Zeppelin, not from the. All right, I just misunderstood that part. I haven't read the notes.
Because Jack was actively trying to kill the Zeppelin with all of us on it, and he almost succeeded.
Okay, so we're just trying to get through here. Like...
No, now you're just
You put me in, not my character.
Sorry?
I'm just clarifying the role you put me in, not my character.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. So what did you say, Kote?
So we're just trying to like get through here to the.
Yeah, so you guys are officially on the Zeppelin, and that was the whole goal from the beginning. Now, action.
Okay, let me just read the notes. So it's like this would be 4-3 then. Or actually, I guess
That's a question for Brian. I'm not sure.
I'm just asking myself. I'll figure it out.
All right. Let's start her. I'm going to give you a minute to read it. And I guess I can do this. All right, so along the platforms, you see two guards down at the very end as well. They're just like chatting, and you can see like a small grouping of people just past them. And I will put a token on there for you. There's the crowd of people.
I don't even remember why we were trying to get on the Zeppelin. That's the problem. I just know we had that writ with that quest or whatever, and then we all met up, and it was like, oh, the thing wants us to go to the fucking Zeppelin. And now I can't remember what the goddamn thing said.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Really tell us.
It kind of did. It was very loosely given. So,
is it transcribed somewhere?
No, it isn't. But it was the thing that had everybody's pictures on it in orders to convene and get to the Zeppelin on time. So, do you guys
Pull it out and
remember?
read it again.
Do you guys remember the conversation Ulani had with you guys? Like what the actual purpose of the Zeppelin was for?
No.
I remember I promised I'd get a god her brother back.
Okay, there was so that was basically the part of it. So, the mission that you originally on is scrapped. So it's basically like there's a giant war happening in the city, and your mission was to venture off and find a relic, but now you're not even sure if the mission is still there. Is it still good? You're basically outrunning war, is what you are right now.
Okay.
If that makes a little more sense.
Hey guys, maybe we should keep a low profile. I nibble a carrot.
Stick my head in my shell.
So or what are we doing? Where's Victor's character in this imaginary scenario? 'Cause
He's
I
not
see
in it
some-
yet. He hasn't played yet, so we haven't introduced his character yet.
Even know where the Zeppelin's going?
Yeah. So Brian, you do remember that it's going to Earnhard, which is the place you had a vision about.
I mean, the airship is on the way to where we're going. Or rather, the place I had a vision about, so...
Maybe we should just chill.
So the vision that he saw, Kote, was basically imagine if you had a drone and it was going across the Sahara, and it comes across, it goes up and down a bunch of hills made of just a pure like golden sand, and it arrives at just basically like this city that I can actually show you a picture of. Images. Do. Bam. This is the place that he saw in his vision.
Looks like fucking it looks like Destiny.
Yep.
The first one.
And once he saw the city, it also panned up a great staircase going to the top of to the base of a pyramid, and you see like a pharaoh standing there with one eye.
Looks like a shithole. All right. So we're on our way to the shithole.
Yep.
Yeah, or Ordolan's not happy. He doesn't want to fucking be here.
Yep.
He's what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
What do we have? A furred creature, a semi-aquatic creature, and... You, Jake?
Ordolan quietly just makes eye contact with each member of the group in turn, sits down Indian style, closes his eyes, and begins meditating. Assuming we're all out of sight.
No, you're on the catwalks in between buildings. You're clearly visible.
Guys, why are we here? Did we like stop walking between one place and another? Like this can't have been our destination.
No, so you guys just woke up from the interior workings of the ship and you came out of where you were resting onto the catwalk. You've been here for 3 days. Just kind of in a room, just not really spoken to or seen.
Do we
Just
expect,
chilling.
Yep.
When do we expect to arrive?
You don't know.
And we're okay to be on here, right? There's no one on here trying to kill us because we're on here. There's no problem that we're on here.
I cannot speak to yes or no to that.
We don't know that.
Well,
alright.
as far as we know, we're allowed to be on here because Ulani brought us to this one. But I don't know. There might be tireless assassins or something.
Well, gentlemen, perhaps we should find somewhere that is more comfortable. I'm getting sick of meditating on this metal grate. It's character building, but I
Fuck
have lots of character already.
Ortholan whips his large cock over his shoulder and squats and walks off. Just like-
Nice.
Nah, he's more like a dude that, like, I don't know. Everything about him is understated, even though he's a rabbit.
Yep.
And
Yep,
he is
we're
not
just
smiling
kind
despite
of
his avatar.
being dragged along. Be nice
So,
to find somewhere to just sit down and have a drink while we wait for this airship to get wherever it's going.
I mean,
perhaps we should find the lounge.
say if you guys ain't opposed to like, you know, the alcohol specifically you're looking for, we can just go back inside. I got stuff to keep us entertained. Yeah, if you want to drink, yeah, let's go find the lounge.
Anything with a soft floor will make me, will be just fine. So, where the fuck is the lounge, guys? Let's get Axel to lead the way. He's the most fuckable. He's the least likely to get us in trouble.
All right. So what do you think? Should I use the characters or should I just leave them and we just don't discuss it for right now? I'll leave it up to you guys. I can roleplay the fuck out of them if need be.
Not sure I care one way or the other. Both sound fine.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll just leave them there then.
Right, they
Okay,
are
well-
our
Yeah,
Fucking
let
retard
those
idiots.
rangers just like suck each other off or something. Like the smart people are talking now.
yeah.
All right.
What's
So-
yeah, go ahead.
So here's your. So that's a door, and that's a door. There you go. I forgot to put those out.
And so we know that walking through that door will get us where we want to go.
No, I just forgot to put it there.
So we're going back to where we were a minute ago, though, aren't we?
You are currently standing outside of the place where you rested for 3 days. So, which is directly behind you where Steve is. Oh, I guess I can't drag. Yeah, behind you. So
What I don't get is why did we leave the room? Like, why did we leave our comfortable 3-day resting place to now? Like, are we on
lack
our
of
way to
food,
something?
no water.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a
Okay.
good explanation. I had no idea we were hungry.
No,
Alright.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, it could. It's just you're just outside the room.
I'm hungry. Where's the food place on this airship?
Yeah, honestly, guys, I wasn't here when we left the room. Now that I know why we did it, it makes more sense. But whatever role playing ended up bringing us out of this room for food gathering, I'm gonna allow it to continue without saying much, and then I'll just jump in because I'm just
Yeah.
creating false stories about why we're walking through this mezzanine now, trying to fill in the fucking blanks.
Yeah.
Crossfire, crossfire.
So, DM, right now your party is sitting in the corner.
Yeah, well, you could. I don't know. You could walk around.
Yep. I mean, there's people up ahead of us in a door. Why don't we go see what's
Yeah,
going on?
there's 2 guards talking to a crowd of people ahead of you, and there's a couple of doors. All right. All right.
Land's walking in the back.
Is the door like labeled or anything?
Oh, it is, but it's just disappeared behind the fog of war, and I have no idea how to fix it. So it's right. It's the indents that you see that's directly 2 squares to your left, or north, I guess.
Well, what does the door say? Does it
It-
happen to say mess hall by any chance? 'Cause that'd
No,
be sweet.
it's so if you take a look at the walls, mostly it's made of metal, and the doors themselves are kind of like thick wired mesh. You can see light coming from the other side of it, but you can't really see through it, and you just hear the sounds of like cups tinking together. You can hear somebody talking real loud. A little bit of music is playing, and on the from where the crowd is standing on your right hand side, the crowd is much louder than what you can hear inside.
Let's go in
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. There's food like noises coming from outside. I mean, We could ask those guards, but they're probably busy, like, telling this crowd to, like, shut up or whatever.
Okay, so this is what you see as you enter. Boom, boom, boom.
That's cool.
It's a fucking menagerie. Holy shit. Got this fucking bird beak asshole here with the monocle.
And you're not supposed to see. Do you guys see any tokens on the table?
Oh, tons.
Okay, no, but I mean like on the tables
there.
themselves, the lettered ones.
On the
No.
tables? No.
Awesome, it worked. All right, do what you want. Sorry.
It didn't really work. You just told us.
Oh no, I know it worked, and that's all I needed to know.
A visual inspection reveals that it is a food establishment.
Yeah, it's kind of like just like you guys said, like a mess hall. But you see, instead of when you enter into this room, not only do you see like a bunch of food and drink being served, but you see a lot of books and quills and paper as well.
Oh, geez, food and studying. I think Wester might be in heaven.
All right, so please jump on into that eating area if you guys want. I'll move you in.
How much money
We
do
haven't
I
we haven't
have?
been here before since we've been on the Zeppelin. We've just been resting up, I guess, eh?
Yep. So everybody got a long rest, and now you're back up to max.
Okay.
How much money does everyone have from starting? Just from starting. That's a D.
I gave everybody 75 to start.
75 GP.
Yeah.
All right, I have 10.
So give yourself 85.
No, I mean I'm just gonna say that I have 10 because I'm poor and a monk.
Yeah, you're all like
Fair? Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
If I had 75 GP, I would just donate enough of it so that it, I had only enough left to.
Or if you
myself
can think
alive
of
for a
any
few days.
tools or trinkets that you'd like to have for cosmetic appearances or storyline stuff, I can also allow that too. Just use that golden.
Super plain.
he's got his needs.
Yeah, maybe a couple beads and the rabbit fur later on down the line, but there's going to be nothing. Like he's not wearing a.
Oh, I don't know.
fucking
Paints can be
fucking
quite
outfit.
expensive, and so can quills and landscapes. That could be expensive.
He makes all that shit himself.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Fuck me then.
I mean, he's got a kit. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he used to, like, the guild used to supply it to him as, like, with the guild fund, or the monastery, like with the monastery fund. But, like, he knows how to, weave a canvas and
Gotcha.
pluck a feather and, like, make basic pigments. He's not, like, an expert at it, but he'll find a way. Like, even if he has to, he'll just fucking take a piece of wood, burn it, and make a charcoal painting. Like, he's fine. He doesn't need fucking 64 tubes of Prussian blue up his ass.
There you
to
go.
make yeah.
All right. Are you going in?
Yeah.
All right. So when you guys go in, it's pretty much a happy disposition of most of the room, but there are certain things that perk your fancy. You can also notice that there's like a gnome sitar player in the back end of the room, just kind of playing a jaunty tune. You can see the bartender and her assistant are just like nodding their head like it's a fucking dubstep club, like it's like the fucking GTA fucking style music playing. But as you pass in, you see several tables. You see, let me see here. You see the only place for you guys to be able to sit comfortably and eat a meal would be on the right-hand side of the bar that's going vertical. There's a couple of stationary sets there. There's 3 seats. And it's right next to the beer tap. Or we'll call it the ale tap.
Let's go.
All right. Well, when we look around, what do we see other people eating?
Down at the table at the bottom left, you see a lot of like greens and vegetables, along with there's probably, I want to say 9 scrolls on top of the table in the center that there seem to be pouring through. A lot of green drinks and no meats.
So Ortolan's gonna talk out of the side of his mouth to Jaladri. It's like, I don't suppose you can get a good ale stew on an airship like this. As you see him looking around at all the filberts and shit everyone's munching on.
A stew? I mean,
Then
yeah,
he'll
hear
like
that.
he'll say the same thing to Westra at the side of his mouth.
An ale stew?
I said, I guess you can't get a good ale stew on the
Oh.
fucking airship. He's a monk from a monastery where they make beer, so he.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so the bartender approaches, comes up to you guys, and says, "What'll it be, my friends?"
I'm just gonna look at the bartender and just smile and say, I'm hungry and thirsty.
Hungry and thirsty it is. Well, you've come to the right place. Our ale is stuff of legend, and also our meats and Keurigs. Sorry, I said Keurigs. Sorry, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
steampunk world, but they got their fucking.
Yeah, let's fucking say there's
Keurig.
espresso machines and everything in here, just like little food and drinks for like caffeine beverages, but also you can see the several like casks of ale that go across the floor down on the bottom with like a giant plank of wood on top with a bunch of cups and a little watering hole in the corner. One of the assistants comes up and you can kind of see her whisper, and she says, "All right, for a gold apiece, I will give you a feast."
What kind of feast do we get for a gold apiece?
You're also a poet.
What does that entail? That's a pretty expensive
Is-
meal for an airship.
She looks as she kind of puts her hands on the table. You can notice like her bosom is starting to lean left or right. You can see she's a very provocateur. But she says, "Well, I have other means besides foods to insatiate your gold if you wish."
Ordolin's gonna look at her like you would look at, like, you ever have a friend that like you like them but you can't bring them out in public because they're an embarrassment, like Tim Walfield or Chris Curran. I'm gonna look at her
You're-
like you look at a guy like that.
I'll look her dead in the eyes and be like, "You really want to get eaten out by a snapping turtle?"
She looks over to you and she's like, "A male's a male, I guess."
I'm gonna slightly shake my head like she's a moron and just like make a snipping noise with my beak. No, not a licking noise, a snipping noise, like scissors.
She looks to you. She just goes, "Oh, you're something else."
Right, Ordolin's just.
But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take my food to go. I don't know about this anymore.
So
Stop wasting each other's time. I'm in the market for a hearty stew, stiff piece of crusty bread, and a strong mug of ale. And he's gonna slap 3 silver pieces down on the bar.
very good. And she goes, "Well, we can start with a main course or an appetizer, shall we?" And she takes a step back. You see her little assistant run around the side of her and go to the opposite end, and they both weave signs. I want you all to make Arcana checks, please.
Glenn's silently praying to his god for patience in this situation where he just wants his fucking food and to eat in silence. I'm stupid.
I'm too hungry.
I am also not stupid for now, apparently. Natural 20.
Very good. All right, so Westra, you were able to discern that the left and the right end of this, basically where all the cups are, on top of this plank of wood, it starts to rise a few inches up. And what you didn't see before is when you look inside, you can actually see that there's a large supply of food underneath this in between the barrels. Jaladri, what you're able to notice is you can actually see the contours of the bottom side of this light up, so you can kind of see like a slightly magic ore, even though you can't really tell what it is. Kote, you know this to be the move object spell, but it seems to be very powerful.
So who used the move object spell?
They both did.
On the what?
So imagine 4 kegs on the ground with a plate of wood on top of it.
Oh, they moved the whole...
The lid up, and now they can access food that's in between, and they bring out 6 or 7 platters worth of food, and it's all of different sites. You can see like like wine and cheese. You can see like loaves of bread and stew. You can see meaty products. You can see mossy tones in midst of like large garden salads and everything. It looks like it's anything you guys could want.
All right. We'll just notice that without remarking.
Yep. And there you go. So they come down and they put in several pieces of several platters down for you guys to eat and drink.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, this is much better, and he just tucks right in.
I'm going to, because it's just what my character would do. I'm going to poke at the food and like inspect it first.
Very good. All right, I'll get you to roll a perception check, Super.
Perception and not that medicine check.
All right, so as you look upon it, you can notice that there's a very diverse amount of greens on this. You actually seem to notice that the nuts and berries don't seem to be from the city. You're kind of like, why are those there? And I need you to roll a nature check.
Oh yeah, baby.
All right, so you're able to determine that these berries are actually from outside of the city, and you notice them to be tropical berries.
I'm gonna sneak those away.
Okay, yeah, you just see the turtle just reach into the salad with these pincers, just picking out berries.
Are you a eater, Galadri?
They're for eating or magic, depending.
Oh, okay. I like eating better right now. And Westra's just gonna turn back and just continue to nom nom the food in front of her.
Very good. All right, I need you all to roll perception checks.
Bland.
All right, so Kote, you seem to, as you're just kind of, chowing down, looking around, keeping an eye on everything, you actually do notice that at the table beside you, towards the door, there actually seems to be a hooded figure, and you can actually see the remnants of a contract sticking out from his pocket. Westra, you are able to hear a slight argument at the back end of the room at the table at the far left. You can see 3 patrons that are beginning to start an argument. And Galadri, you actually perceive behind you that there is a gentleman, 2 gentlemen sitting at a table in the top right, and they seem to be eyeing you up and down, and you notice that they're actually writing on a piece of paper, and you see the words possible suspect.
Oh, damn. I guess when you're a gigantic turtle, people tend to notice.
Excuse me, miss, is there a bathroom around here?
She kind of looks up now and she says, yeah, all you have to do is go out the door and down to the end, and usually people just take care of their business down there.
Okay.
Westra's
Guys,
just
I
gonna
have to use the bathroom.
pretend she
I'll be
didn't hear
right
that.
back. Use the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, so move your
Question
token.
for Sean. Oh shit, how do I do that now? How do I do it?
What's up?
You just drag your token, I think.
Not that. How do I do that?
Okay, so you excuse yourself out of the room. All right, so but another 5 or 6 minutes pass, and Orthlin and Wester, you're just eating your meal quietly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was gonna ask the dude that has the contract sticking out of his pocket that I noticed, which character on the map is that?
It's the one directly next to Westra.
Oh, I don't know if I can share who I've highlighted.
This one?
The one that looks like a friggin' lizard
Yeah.
dude. Oh, you can just like draw on the map. That's cool.
All right, so that is the bird face. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Noted.
And
My
there's
goodness.
also an argument happening in the bottom left table.
Do I know what that fucking guy is and why he has a beak?
You can roll a nature check for me.
I'm stupid.
All right. How come you didn't it didn't even give you a +0? That's weird. Is
It
it
gives me
0?
+0.
Sometimes it shows the 0 even though, just to make sure you know that the modifier itself is 0. Sometimes it does that for me, but I guess it doesn't happen for you guys. You're able to tell that his race is Kinku, and you can tell that he has the face of a raven and the body of a man covered in feathers.
Yeah, I don't like having anything to do with those weird fucks. I'm gonna turn back to my stew.
Okay. Westra, you were able to hear the big fight down in the bottom left. And
Oh, I need to know this. How is the stew?
the stew... The way I'd be able to explain it is, you know how good food tastes when you just come right off an airplane? Like, whenever you get to your destination, that feeling
fair.
you get?
Yep.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know whether it was good or not. 'cause
Yeah,
I
you're just so happy to have a warm meal. But you do...
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of really good shit on the plate.
Excellent. Moving on.
Perfect.
All right, you were saying? Sorry.
It's whoever wants to go next. So I guess we'll give it to Jack. What do you want to do?
Well, I noticed those guys arguing in the corner there. I'm just gonna like, you know, just eat my food, but kind of like out of the corner of my eye, like, what's going on there? Is that like I'm not saying this, but I'm thinking to myself, and it's like, is that why Galadriel like stepped out suddenly, kind of thing?
So as you
Like,
look over to that end of the room, you can actually start to see that the three seniors are just like midst in heavy, heavy conversation. You can barely hear what they're saying, but they're all trying to prove a point to each other. That's all you can really hear from where you are.
Oh, okay.
And I need you to check your messages on Discord.
Okie dokie. On Discord. Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. I can deal with that, Brian. All right. A few minutes later, guys, you see the turtle come back into the room.
Right on.
Oh man, guys, you know what? That is actually a surprisingly nice bathroom. You should go check it out. Like now.
Okay. I see.
I got the hint. Gee.
Well, I'm very
Uh,
wise, and I'm gonna assume that I read the hidden message in what he's saying. Hey, Westra, would you like to go and take a tandem shit? Wink, wink.
Why, yes, I agree to this extremely disgusting proposal.
Okay, so we're gonna putter off towards the shit house.
Is both are going to go at the same time?
I think so.
Nice. All right, you guys both head outside, and on as soon as you exit the door on the right hand side, you can still see the guards. They're kind of like amidst arguing, taking statements from probably about 6 or 7 people down the walkway. And you guys arrive outside.
They're all unremarkable.
You can do a perception check if you want.
Okay.
The only thing that you're able to notice is every single one of the people that are being questioned have different emblems for each house, being the Sarl, the Sali, and the Seer.
Let's proceed.
Okay, as you get down, you start to enter towards this bathroom. And you see etched
quote
on.
unquote bathroom.
You guys see etched on the ground. Brian, I'm going to get you to roll me a performance check. Just don't ask questions.
Oh god.
Okay, so upon the ground, you can kind of see where the on the grates, it's like a scratch mark, but on like a holy surface. You can actually see the words you see the. Oh, hold on, I got to get it up here.
She says.
Says possible danger, beware, and we need to get out. Is what you see written on the floor.
Okay.
Written
I'm
in
just
what?
gonna.
Scratches on the floor.
Okay.
I'm just
Oh.
gonna kind of like just like look to Orty and just nod silently and just kind of like try to discreetly like just kick some dust or something over it.
There you go. So it disappears with the dust in the surrounding areas, and also some mud and debris from your foot.
I'm gonna grab my butt and run out.
Okay? So you run outside. You want to put your token where you're running to? Let's everybody put their token where they want to be.
Well, I guess myself and Orty are down over here somewhere.
Yeah, wherever the shit house is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all
I'm
reconvene
following this.
outside.
Alright, guys, the guys in the
Okay.
back corner are writing something that said possible suspects. I don't know what that means, but I don't think it's ever been good.
Well, is it referring to you?
Yeah, they were eyeballing me real good.
You
You're a
see
giant
Orderland
turtle,
look
man.
around.
Everyone
See...
eyeballs you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, I don't think they're looking for the other turtle.
Eyeball the bunny? You're like, yeah. I'm the only unique person.
That's interesting. Well, maybe we should get the fuck out of here now that we have our food eaten and all that.
Yeah, you guys can retreat back to your room if you want to. It's
Who
completely
are
up.
these people?
You have no idea.
Oh, I'm asking
Nope.
the other. I'm asking the fucking.
You merely adopted the dog. I was born in it. Sorry.
I mean, what do you want to do? We can hide. We can go in there, bust the place down, interrogate some people.
Well, let's start with this. Are you a suspect for something? I don't know you.
That is completely up to your backstory there, Brian.
I mean, I've lived for 900 years. I'm sure somebody wants me.
Huh. Well,
I'm going to get you all to roll insight checks.
if this concerns you, then maybe we should behave accordingly. But I personally don't see a very big problem.
All right, so Jaladri, you're able to, through your travels within town and how the governments actually work, you know that anybody would have to present evidence in order to prosecute you in this government. So somebody's not just going to walk up to you willy-nilly throwing fingers without actual proof. The other two recall just slightly discussed. When did it happen? So back when you were at the monastery and you seen the execution, you know that this government is basically adopted to the Zeppelin and everywhere it travels to. So you can kind of tell that it's not really an unlawful area. Like, people have to be tried and convicted here. And they can roam free.
Right on.
Slightly changes things a bit.
So you can just see Steve and fucking Axel just playing patty cake for gold.
Nice.
Well, what do you guys want to do then?
I kind of want to finish my food. I'm hungry.
Alright, that was a pretty good salad.
I know, right?
Do you think there was weed in it? I'm sure there's weed in it. Go back and eat the salad.
Okay, everybody going back in?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, a little more you know, alert and aware of my surroundings, but the desire for food is quite strong.
Awesome. So I'll get you guys to put where you are. I'll move you back in.
Oh my god! I shouldn't do that.
Right back to where we're sitting there.
How do I feel about my chances to pickpocket the contract off of this fucking bird beak jackass?
Just hold that thought for a moment. So as you guys are coming back in, you hear a conversation on the table in the middle. And you can actually hear a very sophisticated debate from the patrons that are there. As you pass by, and you all hear this, you hear the first patron say, well, if you wanted to cure an ailment, you would use wormwood and sage as the reagent, and if you wanted to cure poison, you would use the rat tail and echo lily. Patron number 2 says, no. Echo lily is used in potion making if you want to combine the chemical bonds between strength enhancements. And the third patron goes off and says, you guys had way too much wine to fill your gut, and sleep is almost upon you. Echo lily is an adhesive between molecules to move and house kinetic energy. The argument intensifies as the patrons begin to yell, there's no security here, and the bartender asks you to quell the argument. If you guys will take a look at quests, there'll be a new one for you. I just gotta find it here.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna blank.
Yeah, you gotta give me a minute. It's all
Oh, so
good.
this will be the first one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is it. Bam.
There it is. Oh,
So-
very nice.
so you
Nice
got-
use of the system.
So it's worth 50 XP, and you gotta settle their argument.
All right. Since we found one previously, while we were opening the door, do I actually happen to know what an echo lily is for?
I also want to know the answer to this. I'm proficient in medicine. Do I know the answer to their conundrum?
All right. I don't think it was ever brought up, but the way we'll do it is we'll do your choice of a knowledge history or a knowledge medicine.
Taking medicine.
History.
We're all very good at this.
All right. So, history-wise, Jack, you know that obviously it's how to power the mech suits. It's also used in a lot of machinery that's used around the city, but you also realize that it's also used as fuel for the Zeppelins. So next is Jaladri. Jaladri, in your medical background, you notice that this is what they call a soft reagent. Usually anything in this area that you want to cast magic, this has to be present. Like, for example, in crafting. So basically, with your knowledge, you're able to discern that any potion that you could create on this airship would have to start with an Echo Lily.
Okay.
And Ortholan, you end up figuring out that the Echo Lily itself has no healing properties, like, whatsoever. But the bonds that are in between the Echo Lilies seem to be able to be combined with other chemical reagents as well, not just things in regards to medicine, but also could be used to cast other spells.
So basically, all three of them are right, and they don't realize it. That's amusing.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, eh? All right. Do we feel some kind of impetus to settle this argument, other than the fact that metagame we know it's a quest?
Not really.
Oh,
Just so like the way.
didn't the bartender ask us if we could do something
Yeah,
about
the
it?
bartender asked you guys.
Thank you. Very good. Well, gentlemen, I don't know about you, but that was some pretty good stew and crusty bread. I think we can pass the time by talking some sense into these hooligans.
Yeah, maybe. They were kind of loud while I was eating too. It was annoying.
Yeah, like it's starting to
Also,
look like it may become like physical.
yeah.
So we put these uppity Skywalkers in their place.
I'm not so good at talking people down, and you see the flash of a blade from inside Orland's sleeve. And he goes, but I can tell you what I know about what they're talking about. Maybe you guys can go in peacefully. And so he relays the information about the fucking Morningstar dickweed, whatever the hell it was called.
Fair enough.
All
What's
right.
it called
No
again?
way.
Echo Lily.
Echo Lily.
So I want everybody to roll an insight check.
Is that like, I need to know where that comes. Is that like a play on Echolalia? Is that what that is? Or like, what's that from?
I don't know what that is.
It's
Oh.
another word that means speaking in tongues. Or something along those lines. Like, where did that come from? I never heard of that, but it's like, sounds like some other thing.
I'm kind of basing it off a night route from fucking, what do you call it? Fucking Elder Scrolls.
Okay. I'm not trying to harvest you for your sources or anything. I just thought maybe it was a reference to something that I was almost getting, but not fully.
No, it's kind of like it's a rare item. Like obviously, like it's a rare item based on, and it's kind of like used in crafting. Is kind of the whole thing. All right, so Orthlin, when you take a look at the situation, you realize that maybe the answer lies within magic itself.
Magic to solve this problem?
Yes.
How could we solve this problem with magic? They seem to be having a fairly reasonable discussion.
We used it to cast a spell.
Well, I suppose. I don't know any spells.
Hit the
Well,
elder.
Now I want you to roll another insight with advantage. Now, Kote.
Anyway, just a minute. I'm posting this to random fuckery. I thought you were making a reference to this. Because it sounds like that. And I thought maybe it was like when you ate it, you went insane and started speaking in tongues or something. Insight check with advantage?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck off. All right, I get it.
Sounds a lot like it.
All right, so as you ponder more about magic rings in your brain. And just out of the blue, you just say, wait a minute, might not be magic. But it could be like an alchemical property. We'll put it like that.
Like, what am I determining? That we need to do some kind of alchemical trick to resolve their problem, or just that we need to
It
find
has
something on that subject?
it has something to do with an alchemical product. Is kind of what you discern from that. Like you thought it was magic at first, but then you're like, this isn't magic. This has got to be solved alchemically. Because these guys are three scientists, right? And they're arguing about what it actually does.
Okay, all right. I turn back to the group. These guys are arguing about making potions with Echo Lily.
Well, echo lilies are used to make the fuel that powers the airship that we're on, and like that big mech suit.
and on this
Oh.
Zeppelin, it would have to start with an Echo Lily. Just so happen to have to.
Yeah.
Oh, they seem to be unable to agree on what is it they can't agree on in regards to it.
What
What
the
is-
Echo Lily does, giving things enhancement. One is arguing that it's for strength enhancement. One is arguing that it's for kinetic energy, and the other one is saying it's a cure for poison.
Right, and we've determined that all three of them are correct. And yeah, so like I don't know. I've told the group what I know. I am not so good at chatting with people, especially in tense situations. So it's like, hey guys, um, I don't know. It's too bad the fuckable character's not playing, but if we want to talk these guys down, maybe we should send in the like demon chick with the 6-foot tongue, or like basically the I don't know. How would you characterize the turtle?
A lumbering
like-
oaf.
No, he's not an oaf. Just like
Stoner.
this wise old man that moves in slow motion.
He's Master Shifu. Like, let's just.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
exactly the kind of
I don't know. Yesterday's a history.
Isn't the turtle have a high intelligence though?
I don't know.
You have a high intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
You guys should go in. You guys should go in.
Table. Which table are they at?
The one in the center, I believe.
Yeah. Center bottom.
I'm just gonna huck paint at them if I get involved. I make paint for my own feces because in this world it's really difficult to get vermilion to make brown. So
So,
I could probably.
not to be taken as canon.
all right. So your first move there, Jaladri, I guess. Everybody else has kind of said, fuck that.
I haven't said
All
fuck
right.
that.
Oh,
Just-
do you want to go in with them? Do you want to be part of this conversation?
yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
Hang on. I hold up one of my claws to Galadriel as she does this because I'm doing something. Because I'm gonna smoke a bowl right now, but I'm actually doing it as my character in the game.
just getting pre-fried.
Just because like I'm about to school you motherfuckers, and I'm gonna do it once.
Got to get the pipe out. Yeah.
Nice.
See, the reason I smoke a pipe on stage is because it's the punchline indicator.
That's exactly it. Exactly what's going on, Kote.
All right. Why don't you lead us off there, Jackie boy? Or I guess Brian wants to do something.
Yep. Yep.
Now, Gentleman of Science.
Thanks. I feel like I got a whiff of that.
Probably. Gentlemen of Science. You're actually all wrong. Right. Oh, this here is what you're talking about, an echo lily. They are in fact used for potion making. Matter of fact, if you studied a bit more, you would know that here on this airship, this is the only way you could make a potion. You must start with an echo lily. So, have an alchemical potion blueprint. So why don't we get down to it and see which one of you is correct?
You see one of the bar hops, or one of the guys on the top left, this guy up here. You see him say, he looks over towards his cohort and just says, finally somebody that speaks a language. I'm tired of dealing with you pricks. And you see one of the other guys step forward and put his hand on the table and says, it doesn't matter who is believed to be correct unless the evidence stands on the table. The old man walks over to the left-hand side of the room and kind of gets like angry eyes between the two, and he just says, foul oafs, who knew that talking or parlaying with you would derive such malice? And he kind of looks towards the table, and you can just see a bunch of scrolls opened up here, and you can see different basically different scrolls that have recipes on them for alchemy. And you kind of notice a couple of them. You can kind of see like there's the cure wounds potion. There's like there's a couple of potions for poison making and removal. And you can kind of see old tomes and texts that have reference to elemental magic.
Okay, I'm gonna move my character over.
Okay.
In order to make this fair, Keep, would you come here for a minute? I'm going to grab all the papers and I'm going to start shuffling them. I'm going to put them face down and I'm going to spread them across the table. Please choose one of these for us. Another drink for the rabbit. My treat.
Nice.
Do 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 do. Blip, 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 blip. Here you go. Fucking bunch of drinks and food slammed down everywhere. So as you kind of put food down, they all look around kind of stunned because they didn't realize they started to draw a crowd from the rest of the patrons, and they all have a seat at the table.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start taking out like some rudimentary like bowls and cups and stuff, and we're gonna start getting some alchemy potions done. So, which paper did she pick?
Which what, sorry?
Which paper did she pick?
Who?
Bartender.
Oh, she was supposed to pick something? Sorry, what was she supposed to pick?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking.
I picked up all their papers, shuffled them, and then spread them back out across the table face down, and told her to come pick one, and then get.
Oh, I thought you said food and drink. That's what I heard.
Just drink for the rabbit on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. She puts her finger on the left-hand most one.
Cool. I pick it up. Which one is it?
So this is the recipe for an antidote of poison.
Okay, let's do this. So, I'll overlook the ingredients. I'm gonna say, do we have the ingredients for this? I brought the Echo Lily.
All right. I need to take a 5-second pause. Jack, can you... I'm going to drag you into a chat for a quick second.
Right.
Secrets.
All right. So, Jack, I want you to roll an insight followed by a history check.
Okay. God damn it. Well, I guess you didn't need to drag me aside after all.
No, I don't play like that. I don't play, no, you don't learn anything. No, what you're able to realize in the situation with your insight check is that these guys seem to be arguing about what spell is correct, but you're starting to get a sneaking suspicion that it's not even on this table to begin with. With your history check, you do know of several people in the group that deal with alchemical agents that could help this situation.
Okay.
And that's all I gotta give. That's all I can give you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we are back. Continue, Brian.
Where was I now?
You just got her to pick it, and you grabbed a hold of the antidote blueprint.
Cool. And yeah, and then I was like, okay, cool. I have an Echo Lily. Do we have the other ingredients for this? Looking around here somewhere?
So as you can see, the actual it for himself, like there's no alchemical ingredients for sale here. But so this is all hearsay, kind of. So nobody really has evidence either way of what's actually going on. But within the actual recipe itself, you can notice that no kinetic energy is being passed when a poison goes through a system.
Huh, that can't be right.
So what are the ingredients?
Sorry?
So what are the ingredients? Because I might have them in my pack.
I don't know what the recipe is for a poison. I apologize. I can make it up at a later time if you wish.
So do we have a way to actually make a potion then? Because otherwise we don't really have a way to fix this.
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, like, I've brought stuff, but I need to know what the ingredients are. So I'm looking at the blueprint.
Oh, nothing matches. Anything that you had wouldn't match. We'll just put it like that. So it's
Okay.
still a mystery.
Am I like able to see the recipe they've got on the table there too?
Yeah, everybody can that's at the table. The only one that can't is
Okay.
Ortholin.
I don't think this one's right. It says there's no kinetic energy. What do the other ones say? I'm curious now.
Okay. Do you want to flip over another page?
Are you asking me or Jack?
We can do Jack next. Sure. Do you want to flip over a page?
Yeah, Wester's just gonna kind of look around the table. Do you mind if I have a look at these?
You can see the guy over on the left says, "Please." It's like talking to doorways hinged on windows. This is just foolishness. And he kind of pushes some of the papers over towards you.
All right, so I'll grab a different one than what we had face up on the table and have a quick look at that.
Yep. So as you look, you can actually see. I'm going to get you to do a perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay, so along the outer edges of, so you basically just kind of walk up and you're starting to shift through things just to look around, and you grab this tome, one of the tomes on the table, and when you open it up, you kind of notice that there's a page missing in one of the books, but on the page behind it, you can actually see what the paper looks like, and you can see 3 gold lines going from the base of the spine of the book all the way up the page, all the way to the top of the book. And you've seen this before.
So is that a history then?
Yep.
If I've seen it before? Okay.
Bam. You're noticing something has come into the possession of the group in the very recently.
Oh, is that the thing with all the like hieroglyphics on it?
I don't believe so, but you can roll to see. Like I can't really answer that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I'm trying to think back through all the just like random clues and stuff we picked off now. Oh. Yeah,
Do you
like
want?
I think it's that symbol on the hieroglyphics with like all the like tables and bowls and shit stacked on themselves. Uh like that's like, metagaming going back through all the stuff we picked up, so I'm not really sure where to take it from here.
You want to get on this there, Kote?
I don't know that Orlan has anything to add. He's kind of just he doesn't know much about this shit and doesn't really want to get involved because he's worried he's going to stab someone.
Very
I think
good
that's
then.
why the
Because
turtle bought him a drink.
if one of the if Jaladri or Westra needs my help, I'm here, but I'm not going to impose myself on the situation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So
I'm trying to think of a way to frame what I want to do, but go ahead for now.
I was just going to say, so you hear the conversation continue about the 3, and the main problem that they seem to have that they keep conversing back and forth, and this has got a lot quieter. It looks like the fisticuffs ain't going to happen anymore. And they start talking about the chemical properties of the echo lily and what it's able to do. Now, there's no way for each of them to be able to convince each other otherwise. They just need to see some kind of proof that one of them is right.
Hmm.
Um,
So, I mean, we could go throw some in the fucking engines of the boat of the airship and watch it go
yeah,
faster.
I don't know if we'd have access to the engine room, but like that was my first thought. We'll just drag them down there and be like, "Yep, see, there you go, problem solved."
Are there any mech suits close by? We can use it to power those.
That's true too.
And
Yeah.
then also that Jack's seen the paper before as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any mech suits around?
Not that you've seen. But you are on one of the lower decks of the ship at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I mostly know what to do, but I feel like I didn't have enough insight to get the clue. I need to put it all together right now.
Hey, don't metagame it like that. I gave you what you needed.
Yeah, I'm thinking I probably have it. I'm just trying to put it together now. I'm
Yeah.
thinking uh missing page.
All right, Brian, I'm going to take you into a private room here for a second.
What on earth am I forgetting here?
All right, Brian, can you hear me?
Yep.
I need you to roll a straight intelligence check, and I need you to roll a history check. All right, I need that other one too. Bam! You are 100% certain that somewhere in your inventory resides the answer. And let me reiterate, not only do you know it's something in your inventory, you know it has nothing to do with the eye. All right, that's your info. I'm taking you back. That was quite disgusting, I gotta say.
Yeah. Fucking hieroglyphics and shit.
No, but you should really see the way that they do that shit nowadays.
No,
Like in
I was at
Radiant
least on the right track because the symbol's right there on the spine. That makes me feel a little better.
The book.
Yeah. There, so I can see you later. You go on top of that.
Are you putting the different windows at different places like I am?
Yes.
Yes, it's almost necessary.
I keep everything straight. So I am gonna start looking for a connection book of maybe what to do with this.
Yeah, we'll do an insight check.
No, one. Bam.
So, whenever you take a look up and down this tome, you realize that this sort of thing is the magic within these pages might not actually be of anything to do with the city. You realize that this might be some tome of magic that's from outside.
Can I see the book for a minute, Jaladri?
Of course.
And Westra's just gonna take the book and she's just gonna kind of flick through the pages and look to where the one we've got open on the table is and see if this book has the page that looks like it was missing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand on my tiptoes and watch, so I have a general idea of what's going on, even though I'm not interfering.
So as you flick through, like you're flicking through the book to see if there's any pages missing from this one, or to see if any match from the other one. Like, what are you doing?
Well, the one on the table, like you said, it looked like where we have it open. There's like a
Yeah.
page that was torn out. So I'm flipping through the book Jaladri handed me to
Nope,
see
not
if
this one. The one that's missing a piece of paper is a tome that he pulled off the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be a copy of the same book or something.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely compare the two. Yeah, so you take a look. One seems to be more seasoned with emblems and colors that would be based off a tome from Telmeria. This one looks like it does not originate from there.
Okay.
Can I do a knowledge history to see if I can where it comes from?
Yeah. You recognize the face on the front, and it is that of the man that is missing an eye.
Oh shit! It's the Book of Horus. The guy we're almost. Oh shit! What's this book about, real quick? I'm just gonna really quickly flip through it and be like, what's going on with this book?
You could take time to read it if you retreat to your study. Like, go back to your room and research
read
it.
The whole thing. I just want to chapter headings.
Oh, not really any, because whenever you look at the paper, it's all in Sanskrit. But
you can read Sanskrit.
You can, but none of it shows up currently. Like when you're looking at it, there's no response from it. So basically, when you take a look now, you notice that all the pages are blank.
So it's a blank manuscript. There's no text or hieroglyphics or anything inside on the pages?
Not on the pages at all. At this current moment, it has been in the past, though.
So it's like, it's just a book with a bunch of blank pages in it, is what it appears to be?
Appears to be.
You haven't been keeping your diary very well, Jaladri.
Talking about this is my diary.
All right, so you just hear more inanimate discussions throughout throughout the barkeep. You guys also know that the two gentlemen at the top right is still up there. You can notice that there's another debate headed off on the other side of the room, and you also see that there's a strange hooded figure over to the right hand side.
Yep.
So,
Another debate.
sorry?
There's another debate?
Yeah. There's one at the far end of the table in the bottom corner of the room. There seems to be an argument going on over there as well.
Fuck, I forgot about that one. Is that also like, does the quest have that as part of it?
You don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we're kind of focused on this one table right
I'm
now.
gonna slip over here so he can hear both arguments.
Oh, you're going to eavesdrop on the other table?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right, so as you do that, give me 1 second. Okay, so as you approach over to the table, you kind of look over and you can actually see that there are three figures that are all decked out in different gear from each of the factions. There's a Sali member, there's a Seer, and there's a Tarl. As you approach the table, an argument breaks out between three tavern locals. So you hear one of the Sali say, "What can you possibly believe coming from the mouth of the Tarl? They have taken the best of us and used them to tarnish Urnash's name." And then you see the sorcerer perk up. Not to mention that after the Great Expanse, the Tarl that came back with Ezri were changed, remolded. They have taken our teachings and mutilated it, deformed it. And no, we face a war not only from within, but from the outside as well. And then the third gentleman stands up and says, "I wish not stand for anyone who does not follow Urnash's will. He trusted Ezri as well as I. Ezri was the only survivor that returned from Urnharn, which is the place that you're going. She was only the person that gave us hope, gave us purpose, gave us Dualt relic." Oh yeah, so I was supposed to show you an image with this. She actually brought this back from a trip outside the walls. And I will show it to you now. This is the item they're referring to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've seen
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So when he says, she was the only person that gave us hope, gave us purpose, that gave us the relic, and that she pushed away Set's armies back to the grave they crawled out of. My friends, we cannot falter now. We must follow Urnash's will or be lost to time. We are on the plane for a short time. My life is for Urnash, and he will give us the life everlasting. Now, if you'll excuse me. And you just see the third gentleman disappear, and he just walks out of the bar.
Do I know what the Great Expansion is?
Yes, so the Great Expansion is what happened. Nobody needs to history this because it was loosely mentioned earlier. So the way this worked is the initial expansion is the first 500 years that Talmaria existed. So it's the expanse of taking over the giant luscious area and building walls around it.
Okay.
Now, I will direct you to your quest tab. And you guys just completed a quest for 25 XP.
Ooh.
Nice. All right.
So now you can kind of see the other two members are just,
Morty.
and other members are just sitting there talking, and you notice that chatter has reduced from that table, and you can't really hear it over the music.
Good job, Kote. You accomplished in like 2 minutes what me and Bri have failed to do in an hour.
That was a different quest.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I heard some shit. Give me XP. Hey, I'm a rabbit. I have big ears.
Be fair, it's because I refuse to brute force this.
All right, so pretty much what we've understood so far about the curling trice at the middle table is that it's basically you're kind of under the assumption that that book is not the key item in this.
Right. It's the Ankh. Right?
it can't be the Ankh because it's something on Jaladri's person.
Oh, I'm confusing the two things. All right.
Hey, Jaladri, what if you looked at the book like really, really, really hard? It might hurt a bit, but what if you did that, stare and seizure thing?
For fuck's back to my room to do this.
All right, so I'll just say if you leave, the conversation will continue along without you for a short time. Yes.
I'll cover for him.
Okay.
See, he's sorry. I know he acted all boisterous, but he's a little shy. He'll be back.
And you just see the banter continue. All right, what's up there, Brian?
I'm going back to the wherever the fair we were resting in.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the book with the blindfold off.
You don't see anything. It doesn't react. Your eye doesn't even power up when you look at it at the moment. But I'm going to get you to roll... No, I got to roll a percentile, actually. Well, fuck me. All right, so as you go back to your room, like, the room itself is kind of built the same way the bar is. And as you walk to the center of the room and you kind of plunk her down, you're like, what is this? You can actually see rays of light coming from outside. And reflections of light coming off of like beds of sand beneath you. And you see any time the sun's rays hit it, you can actually see the book start to glow.
Oh shit!
Woo! Divine intervention.
All right,
Steve,
so
Axel, come here. Fuck me. I'm gonna read this.
you are so far away from them at the moment. Everybody's still in the bar. So we're going to go over to Orthland. What would you like to do next? Or actually, Westra, sorry. My bad.
I'm just trying to, keep the three gentlemen civil until Jaladri gets back.
Right on. You can actually see that more ale has been delivered to the table. You can actually see Orthland over just having this smug-ass look on his face. Just
No smugness. I'm a monk.
Oh.
It's just he sees a look of smugness because he mistakes it for a look of smugness, but in reality, if he had rolled a higher look on my face check, he would have realized that it is not a look of smugness.
There you go. All right, what would you guys like to do? Just gonna chill? All right, Brian, we're back to you.
I'm having Steve and Axel block me while I read this in the sun.
All right, so as you can see, it's a very long text with a bunch of letter manuscripts. It almost seems like half of this book is manual entries from an unknown source. You can also see that there are several interpretations of different kinds of spell work in this book, as well as alchemical components. And you actually see something familiar near the back end of the book, and it's actually quite similar to the scroll that you received earlier. The recipe for the fire breath.
Oh no shit. Double check those and just. Did the ingredients match up?
They're pretty similar, except there's no mention of Lily, Echo Lily in the other book.
As an aside, that's thinking to myself, I'm like, it's probably because he's like a demigod or something. Okay. I got this. Guys, wait here.
You speak to an empty room.
I had Steve and Axel blocking me while I was reading it.
Oh, you're talking to them. Oh, okay, I understand.
They can go back to their dick slapping contest.
Yeah. They're trying to decide whether or not docking is appropriate in this situation.
Oh, I'm gonna pull out the Ocean of Fire Breath blueprint.
Okay. I'm going to get you to roll a perception check, please.
Okay. I love perception checks.
Now I'll get you to roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, I don't like those very much.
Okay, so you notice that this potion of fire breath blueprint is actually quite well made, and you notice that it bears resemblance to the tome originally placed. Not the Book of the Living, but the other one.
Oh.
Hang on, I was like, I'm gonna pick up the book, and I'm just gonna like try and match it to one of the ripped out pages.
You go up and down the paperback ridge, and you notice that there is a lot of damage on both sides, but on several key positions along the paper, they do match.
What the hell, ladies and sirs? I think we just found our answer. Make ourselves a potion of fire breath.
All right, who's all at the table? Is everybody at the table?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody roll
Hey,
perception
yeah.
checks.
Okay.
See all.
All right, so Ortholin, when you step up, you notice that the pages are actually like connected together. You can actually also see that they're the Sanskrit for the first time. You've never actually seen it yet, and you can actually see on Jaladri's book. You can kind of see all the weird incisions and cool symbols actually match up to what he was discussing before. Like he was telling you about the Sanskrit. This happened when you weren't here.
Right.
So just wanted to give you kind of like an idea on what's going on. So Westra, you're able to notice that there seems to be a connecting docking piece between the top part of the scroll and from the bottom of the scroll. And what you notice, Jaladri, is there's actually a set of buttons on both sides of the scroll that can be imprinted.
There's what on both sides of the scroll?
So there's buttons at the top, 2 buttons at the top of the scroll, and 2 buttons on the bottom.
Oh.
Opposite each other on opposite sides of the page.
Used for what?
You don't know? And you can choose to relay this to the other members of the group if you wish. You can discuss it out loud.
I'll do that.
There you go. So you guys were all metagamingly listening, and now all of you know the whole situation.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we talking by buttons here? Like sewing buttons or press a machine buttons? Or...
Pressing machine buttons.
Okay. On a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weird.
Like, are
Jesus.
they physically on the scroll, or are they drawings of...
They're kind of attached to the actual anchors of the scroll, like the wooden pieces that would be at the end. They're kind of indelibled into that part of the scroll, not the paper.
Okay. Gotcha. You should press
Weird,
the
guys.
buttons, Audrey.
I wish I knew more about magical items, but this is
You can all roll to investigate it.
Well, I will.
Yeah, everybody go ahead and see if you can figure out how this fucker works.
Yeah, I'm stupid. Okay. You see Ordolin turning it upside down and looking at it from different angles, and you just like both of you are secretly thinking, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
You see that it's not made of paint, and you seem disappointed.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
All right, so Jaladri, what you're able to notice is that these are sequence buttons. They have to be pushed both at the same time. but you don't know what else it would be for. But Wester, you're able to determine that this will detach the ends of the scroll from the paper itself.
Okay. So let's do it.
You're the one with the scroll, Brian.
Give it to Westra. Go for it.
Are you going for it, Westra?
Just gonna like motion to myself, like kind of dramatically, like, what, me? You want me to do it?
It's like, how dare you?
Yeah, I know, right? Westra's the brains. Westra doesn't do things.
This is actually publicly acted, so respond, people.
Oof. Silence.
Claws. You should really do it. It's made out of paper.
Westra's just gonna roll her eyes and take the scroll from Geladri and then just press the buttons and unclasp it, I guess.
So you go and you put each thumb at the top of the scroll, holding the scroll out from you, the paper going downwards with the other nub, and you hit both buttons at the same time. And you notice that the connecting bits let go, and now it's just a sheet of paper.
Yep. And I'm just gonna pick up the sheet of paper, just kind of look at Geladri like, you're making me do stuff, and I'm just gonna like put it right like in the book and say, "Yep, there we go. There's your missing page."
And as you set the paper down, you can actually notice that all three of the men in the center are very enamored with you. They're like, holy shit, what's up, girl? And they look back, and then once you set down the piece of paper, their eyes follow your arm all the way to your fingertips, and they look at the piece of paper, and they're like, my God, could it be? What is this? And you can actually see them start to fondle over the book, and they're all reading it at the same time. And it says, well, it turns out you were right after all. And I have to open up the... Just give me 1 second. Okay. So it turns out, they say, it turns out you were correct, and they were referring to Patron 3. So they, as he goes through, he says, by darnest, I've told you this much before. I've actually worked in the fields creating fuel for these tarnished engines. Why can't you believe me without evidence for once? And he looks over to the other two. They kind of bow their head a little, kind of, sheepishly, like they're kind of like, we know we fucked up. We challenged this guy. And they just kind of go, very well then. To each his own. And you can see them all separate from the table. And I will get you to go to your quests.
Taking that page back.
And so a heated debate is complete. Now you guys have 50 XP.
Right, good job.
Yeah. Did you want us to tally up the XP as we go this time?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
Okay, so Kote, it turns out I gypped you a little bit on XP, so you'll have to match yours to what Jax is.
That's what I'm gonna do anyway. Yeah.
Should be at 600 total after the 2 quests there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so we have reached 1 a.m.
Yeah, I was just about to say that was a really good time to wrap up the quest because I got to jam the fuck off throttle to maximum position.
Yeah. So let's just have a little wind down period. Everybody grab a smoke, maybe have a hoot, and then we'll end her there.
All right. We hung out at a bar and settled some arguments and overheard some stuff.
I resisted
Hey.
using charm person a bunch of times to a bunch of people commit suicide.
And that note, I think we're going to end the live stream there. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you later.
I mean, Gelatri loves humans.
From this day forth, you put your faith in me.